Some folks might think they can get under my skin, but it's more amusing than hurtful because, truth be told, they don't really know me. They don't have access to my thoughts, and they can't touch what's truly mine. Life, as we all know, can be a real handful: stress, problems to tackle, navigating differences with friends and family, work challenges, looking after our health, and managing finances. Dealing with all of that can really mess with our peace of mind. Yet, learning to act as if nothing phases us is crucial, even though keeping cool isn't always easy. But we can do something about it. We can pretend these things don't affect us and act without letting circumstances take the reins. In this video, I'll break down why being different is a game changer and how we can find smarter solutions to life's challenges. We'd be thrilled if you kickstarted by showing your support with a like. Each like tells YouTube you enjoyed what you saw. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on all the valuable content we've got in store for you. Epictetus believed freedom was the most essential aspect of life. If we're controlled by people or outside circumstances, we're not truly free. Mastering our emotions is key. If we allow someone to annoy us or steal our joy, they become our masters, and we become their slaves. Achieving freedom is significant because once we're independent from these factors, we're free both externally and internally. No longer under the sway of our passions. We should strive to break free from external forces trying to control us. Remember, you have the power to choose your behavior, much like Viktor Frankl, the Swiss psychiatrist who spent 3 years in a concentration camp and yet showed that no one can steal our freedom. We can choose our attitude in any situation. Many modern psychologists claim it's impossible to always feel happy in tough circumstances. But it's possible for those who've worked on themselves, practiced techniques to stay calm, serene, and joyful in any situation. Hence, we're all capable of reaching levels of serenity, even if we don't initially feel it inside. We can continue being ourselves by opting for an indifferent attitude. We can choose not to react and pretend things don't affect us. But what happens when we start pretending that something doesn't affect us? According to Epictetus, you become what you focus on. He found that if we start behaving a certain way or paying attention to something, we eventually embody that. You start believing that something doesn't affect you, and thereby, it becomes relevant to you. With practice, it eventually becomes a reality in your mind. Initially, you might not feel that calmness and serenity, but over time, you will. William James, the father of American psychology, said, "Act as if what you do makes a difference." It does. In essence, James discovered that if you start believing you possess a certain quality, it eventually becomes yours, as long as you stay calm and unaffected by circumstances. The same principle aligns with the learning curve theory. The steeper the learning curve, the more time you must practice. At first, you may decide that something doesn't affect or matter, but it's equally crucial to control your thoughts. It won't work if you decide something doesn't affect you and then dwell or get upset about it in your thoughts. It's essential to align your external behavior with a consistent internal thought pattern. For instance, tell yourself that nothing affects you and nothing can. Decide that nobody can hurt you and you won't feel hurt. You control your thoughts, not external events. Understand this, and you'll find the strength. It's quite simple. If you don't believe someone offended you, you won't feel offended. Moreover, for someone to offend you, you need to accept the offense. Therefore, if you start telling yourself that nobody can hurt you and nothing can disrupt your serenity, it will eventually become a fact. You'll notice the strength of this strategy if you can convince yourself outwardly that nothing affects you and then internally convince yourself that nothing affects you, that you're calm and invulnerable, immune to circumstances and what others say. Eventually, you'll achieve genuine serenity. And what happens when we try to maintain composure? In short, various aspects of our lives improve. You'll notice reduced stress because it's not the things themselves that disturb us, it's how we feel about them. Remember, your interpretation of circumstances will also affect your level of ambivalence. If we learn to control our thoughts and behaviors, we'll eventually be able to manage our levels of ambivalence. If that happens, we'll be freed from these external circumstances and have control over our internal states. The pursuit of freedom is a fundamental theme in Epictetus' philosophy. He believed that true freedom meant being independent of external circumstances and mastering our internal emotions. Freedom isn't just about our external situation but also about how we interpret and react to the situations we face. Epictetus uses Viktor Frankl's example to illustrate the importance of choosing our attitude in the face of adversity. Frankl, a Swiss psychiatrist who survived a concentration camp, showed that even in the direst circumstances, we can maintain the freedom to choose our thoughts and attitudes. This inner freedom allows us to find meaning and purpose even in times of extreme suffering. Serenity is also a skill we can develop. Epictetus suggests that we can practice emotional indifference by choosing how we react to the situations we face. By acting as if something doesn't affect us, we gradually become less susceptible to these emotional disturbances. This practice doesn't dismiss the importance of dealing with emotions but emphasizes the need not to be ruled by them. It's a journey that requires effort and patience, but the result is achieving genuine inner serenity. Epictetus highlights that through this achievement, we can be free regardless of external circumstances. Throughout the text, Epictetus emphasizes the importance of controlling our thoughts and behaviors. He reminds us that we're responsible for our reactions and emotions, and we can choose how we feel in the face of life situations. Epictetus' philosophy can be a valuable source of wisdom for tackling everyday challenges and achieving a more peaceful and meaningful life. The practice of serenity, emotional indifference, and inner freedom can allow us to live more consciously, responsibly, and resiliently. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think of this profound lesson? Please, let us know your thoughts. If you're new here, consider subscribing to journey with us on the paths of wisdom. See you soon.